Every collapse in history began with confidence. Not fear, not chaos, confidence. The belief that one idea could fix everything. One formula, one system, one miracle cure. And every time humanity said, "This is it, this will solve it all," something else quietly began to rot. If you think we've evolved past that, wait until warning number 1. If you want to see how humanity has repeatedly bet everything on a single idea, then don't look away. Every warning in this episode will shock you, and the final one will blow your mind. Stay tuned. We start with warning number 10. Warning 10. When Europe chased immortality through alchemy. For centuries across medieval Europe, scholars weren't trying to build nations. They were trying to cheat nature itself. Alchemy wasn't just about turning lead into gold. It was about control, eternal life, infinite wealth. The philosopher's stone, the ultimate shortcut. Kings funded it. Churches tolerated it. Brilliant minds obsessed over it. Entire laboratories burned through resources chasing a single belief. There exists a hidden formula that solves scarcity forever. But here's what history rarely says clearly. While Europe poured energy into mystical transmutation, real scientific rigor lagged behind. The obsession with magical transformation delayed chemistry's evolution into empirical science. Alchemy promised transcendence, but it delivered smoke. And the deeper psychological pattern. When society feels unstable, it becomes vulnerable to miracle solutions. Today, cryptomanias, biohacking immortality startups, unlock 100% brain potential, movements. Different language, same craving. The philosopher's stone never existed. But the desire for it never died. What idea today are we treating like gold that may just be polished lead? Warning 9. Gold standard absolutism. Gold once meant stability. After the chaos of inflation and war, nations clung to one idea. Tie money to gold, permanently. Simple, solid, honest. But the early 20th century proved something brutal. During the Great Depression, governments refused to loosen monetary policy because they were chained to gold reserves. The belief, gold equals discipline, discipline equals stability. Reality, deflation, unemployment, collapse. It wasn't gold that failed. It was absolutism. Economies are living systems, but policymakers treated gold like a sacred anchor, immovable, untouchable. And when economies needed flexibility, rigidity strangled recovery. Today, debates over rigid fiscal rules, hard monetary caps, or never print money under any circumstance, echo the same tone. When does stability become suffocation? And what are we chaining ourselves to now, believing it's the only responsible answer? Warning 8. Communal farming ideology. In multiple 20th century revolutions, leaders believed something powerful. Private farming causes inequality. Collective farming ensures fairness. It sounded moral, rational, even compassionate. In places like the Soviet Union and Maoist China, communal agriculture was enforced at massive scale. The idea, if everyone works together under centralized planning, food shortages disappear. But agriculture is complex. Local knowledge matters. Incentives matter. Weather matters. When centralized ideology replaced decentralized experience, harvests collapsed. The system wasn't evil in intention. It was catastrophic in rigidity. Millions starved not because farming is impossible but because one ideology replaced flexibility. Today, whenever centralized systems promise universal efficiency, whether in education, economics, or digital platforms, we must ask: does scale increase fairness, or erase nuance? Warning 7. Market fundamentalism cycles. Free markets solve everything. For decades, this idea dominated global economic thinking. Regulate less. Deregulate more. Let markets self-correct. Markets are powerful mechanisms, no doubt. But in cycles like the 2008 financial crisis, unrestrained speculation, complex derivatives, and regulatory blind spots revealed something uncomfortable. Markets are efficient until incentives distort. The belief that markets are inherently self-healing ignored human behavior, greed, herd mentality, asymmetrical information. The result: housing bubbles, banking collapses, global panic. The opposite extreme, total state control, also fails. But here's the pattern. Whenever we believe one system alone can govern human complexity, we underestimate human unpredictability. Are we repeating cycles just with newer financial instruments? Warning 6. Nuclear deterrence absolutism. After World War II, the world adopted a terrifying solution to war: mutually assured destruction. The logic was chillingly simple. If everyone can destroy everyone, no one will attack. And for decades, it arguably prevented direct superpower war. But it also normalized permanent existential threat. The entire planet's survival began resting on a single assumption: rational actors will always behave rationally. One miscalculation, one technical glitch, one unstable leader, and civilization ends. Deterrence works until it doesn't. Today, nuclear modernization programs continue. AI-assisted targeting systems are emerging. We still bet everything on the same premise. Fear guarantees peace. But does fear prevent war? Or postpone it? Warning 5. Antibiotics. The miracle we overused. When penicillin was discovered, it felt like divine intervention. Infections that once killed millions suddenly became treatable. Antibiotics were a miracle, so we used them everywhere. Humans, livestock, agriculture, preventative prescriptions. The belief: more antibiotics equals more health. But bacteria evolve. Overuse accelerated resistance. Now we face superbugs infections resistant to nearly all known antibiotics. The miracle became fragile. The danger wasn't antibiotics. It was overconfidence. When something works beautifully, we assume it works universally. Are we currently overusing other miracles, unaware of the resistance building quietly? Warning 4. Oil-based development models. For over a century, economic growth meant fossil fuel expansion. Oil-powered transport, industry, modern life. Entire nations structured their economies around oil revenue. The idea: energy abundance equals endless development. And for decades, it seemed true. But dependency creates fragility. Oil shocks in the 1970s. Price collapses. Geopolitical tensions. Environmental strain. When one resource becomes the backbone of everything, volatility multiplies. Today, Transitions toward renewables are accelerating, but many economies remain structurally dependent. What happens when a single foundation shifts? Warning 3. Internet utopianism. In the 1990s and early 2000s, the Internet was hailed as humanity's liberation tool. Free information, global connection, democratized speech. The belief was beautiful. Connectivity equals unity. But platforms optimized for engagement discovered something uncomfortable. Outrage spreads faster than nuance. Echo chambers form. Misinformation scales. Attention becomes commodity. The Internet didn't destroy society, but the belief that it would automatically improve society ignored human psychology. Tools amplify intention. What if the Internet didn't change humanity? It revealed it. Warning 2. AI solutionism. Now we arrive at today's rising faith. Artificial intelligence will solve everything. Climate modeling, medical diagnosis, economic prediction, education personalization. AI is powerful, transformative. But here's the risk. When leaders believe AI will fix systemic issues, they may delay structural reform. Technology optimizes systems. It does not automatically redesign ethics. If biased data trains models, bias scales. If surveillance incentives exist, automation intensifies them. The belief in AI as a universal solution risks replacing critical thinking with algorithmic faith. Are we outsourcing responsibility? And if AI becomes the decision maker, who remains accountable? Warning 1. Geo-engineering. Fixing the sky. Climate change is real, urgent, pressing. So some propose large-scale geo-engineering. Inject aerosols into the atmosphere. Reflect sunlight. Cool the planet artificially. The idea is bold. If emissions reductions are slow, engineer the sky. But planetary systems are delicate. Changing one variable affects monsoons, ecosystems, ocean currents. What if unintended consequences outweigh intended cooling? We stand at a threshold where humanity considers manipulating Earth's thermostat. It may become necessary, but history warns us. When we bet everything on a single fix, complexity retaliates. Are we learning balance, or repeating obsession at planetary scale? Those were the 10 most dangerous obsessions humanity has ever had. Now ask yourself, which single idea are we risking everything on today? If this episode shocked you, hit subscribe and ring the bell. In the next episode, we'll reveal even more forbidden secrets from history. Drop a comment below. Which one idea do you think is the deadliest for humanity?